All right, I think we're live now. Sometimes it's confusing me because I'll hit live on the streaming software or go live, and I forget that it doesn't actually go live until you then go back to YouTube and hit go live. So, anyways. All right. All right, so we have our basic room set up here. I just created a new project here, and I'm just gonna have to go ahead and start creating some stuff here. So let's see, what do we want to do today? All right, I'm gonna go through some quick examples of how to create like a really fast setup, and then we'll kind of expand from there. So we'll just start with creating a basic setup really quickly so that we kind of get our base layer, if you will. You know, staging, backdrop, lighting, scenery, all that stuff just kind of placed in there, and then we can kind of start to build some ideas off of that. So maybe the idea in the beginning is that we want to show our client or decision maker a few different options, but we just want to start with something basic and then kind of start messing around with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with this build button here, and just going to place some different things in the room, or just go through these numbers here and set up everything. So let's stick with this size here. Actually, maybe we want to go a little bit wider. You could also use a specific room. But I think I'll stick with this for now. Might go a little bit wider, like let's do 130. By 23. Something like this. Okay, so basic room set up here. I'm just going to put some textures on the walls real quick here. Something fairly basic. And let's start with this, I guess. Okay, so from here, I'm just going to add a stage here. Maybe we'll do a little bit wider to start with. Do a 30-foot stage. 16 seems good. I wonder if I want to do a different shape. We'll just keep it basic for now, and I'll do different material on top for now. Maybe some grayish carpet. And then I'll just add some basic stairs here. I'm gonna just move these down a little bit. A little bit large. Okay. So from here, I'll go into backdrop. And we could do, I'm not sure what we want to do yet, so let's just fill out the space. We'll say 120 feet by 20 maybe. Start there. We can always go back and change the materials and stuff here, or change to a different color. So let's start off with like light gray like this. It looks kind of dark here, but it's basically just because there's not really any lights hitting up on it yet. So we will light it in just a bit here. Make sure the stream is still working. It is. The thing is that for some weird reason this audio player always stops. Okay. Alright, so now we'll go into screens, and I'm going to do a couple screens with borders. Like this, and let's see here. Again, I could always come back and change this, but I kind of like the look of having a screen with a border, so like a fast fold screen or something, but just the screen with the border, because I tend to like that the border separates the screen. So anyways, I'm going to change the size of it to 20 feet. And then we can do 3 of them, or we can do 2 of them. Let's put some basic content on here for the moment. Okay, and then if we were going to do something like this, we'd probably want to put truss holding this up, or something to hold it up. You could potentially hang it too. Let's do something like that. So we'll hang it from the top here. So we'll do, remember, we're just kind of creating a basic setup, and then we're going to add or take away different things. But so if we wanted to add some rigging, I'm just going to do this hanging truss here. It's going to put some truss here, but I'm going to raise it up to 20 feet. And I think we were like 120 feet wide. So basically now, if we go into like our left view here, we can see that the drape is now going to be held up by a truss, and then we could hang the screens like this. So maybe I'll just move these up a bit. And it's nice for them to be high, but I also kind of don't want them to be right up against the truss. So maybe they're on some wire or something, or chains or something. All right. And then what you could also do as well, if I go to the side view again, is you could duplicate this drape, and let's see if this works. Actually, this might not work, because I think it has base plates on it. Let's see. It kind of works. You can't really see the base plates. I'll leave it here for now. Go back over to here. Make it a little bit fit a little better. Just kind of leave that like that. All right, so that's kind of our first look there. All right. From here, we're gonna go and place that truss there. I'm gonna do another truss line. Actually, we'll do, we'll say that the rigging is held up by some ground supported pieces here. So if if I click on that guy, it kind of separates these lifts. And so what I want to do is just kind of create some more of them. I'm going to spread them out a bit. So what you could do actually is do like every 30 feet. You could create some. So I'm going to place those there. And I think something happened. Yep, something happened. It did not like whatever I just clicked on, so we're gonna have to come back. Still figuring out some weird bugs that happen, like what just happened there. Has to do with this one thing that we're basically replacing, but that one thing is taking a while to replace. So for the moment, we're just kind of slowly, we're trying to, as fast as we can, fix it. So anyways, in the meantime, while we wait for this to load again, which should just take a minute here, we're going to basically put those lifts kind of separated by 30 feet, and then from there we can move on to adding decor really quickly, and then whatever other objects, probably lighting after that, and then usually from there I'd start picking away at the decor stuff, and potentially you want to do even something more where we're, creating more with the scenery, or maybe we want to move the screens around or create more depth, stuff like that, so we'll play with that too. When I run our program on my local computer, it takes a while to load up, so it's going to take a minute. Okay, looks like we're back. All right. So from where we left off here, make this a little bit brighter. All right, so we were playing with adding, Okay, let me redo this real quick. Duplicate this drapery, put it up here. Alrighty there, so there's that. And then yeah, I wanted to, in the rigging area, I wanted to basically put some truss, or some lifts up here. So I wanted to do like every 30 feet or so. It should be, let me see, yeah. Let me do, see what that looks like. So this is kind of obviously just for planning stuff, right? All right, so basically I'm just going to move this over. I'm not worried right now about getting it exact, so I'm just gonna kind of place it like this. And we'll leave that as it is. All right, now that that's set up, I'm gonna go over here to lighting, or I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll start with rigging, or I mean, sorry, scenery. And start to kind of play around with some ideas here. So could do a couple things. We kind of do scenery throughout these. Let's see. Let's see. I'm thinking we'll do something maybe with these screens, maybe something in the middle here with scenery, and then like a screen or two coming out this way or something. I don't know, we'll play with it here. So I'm gonna remove this one in the middle and see what we can do right here in the center. All right, so I've got a bunch of scenery options here. Just kind of place something for the time being. What? These ones are. Maybe something with these. Let me look and see what we can do with this. So I'm going to set the dimensions to 30 by 18. And I'm going to kind of shape these maybe a little bit, like move them around a bit. So we'll say that we want to do some sort of scenery elements mixed throughout, and then some stuff maybe in front of that as well. So let's see here. All right, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off this group lock button. And for now, I'm just going to come in and remove some of these columns here. So at this point, I'm really definitely playing around with some different ideas here. But again, I kind of want to keep it basic to start, and then kind of adjust from there. Let me move this over a bit. And say like, you know, these are hung from this truss here. And what I want to do is like put something in front of them here. You know, you could do another screen like this, kind of sitting in front of it. Let me see if I can. Let me delete this guy and I'll do one screen in the middle here. Right, so something like this. I don't know if I want to do this, but this kind of be the example for now. Okay, so we got that. And yeah, we could do something like lighter in between these maybe. Let's see. So what if I were to copy these guys? If I set this to 22.5, that's how big each tile is, so that will allow me to, oops, that's 22.5 feet. I need it to be inches, so let me change that to inches. Okay, and now, hold on. Now if I go here, I can go into this add objects button and search for a different decor piece maybe. So I'm kind of thinking of just adding something that's has less to it, so more simple. Maybe something like these. That's the wrong size there. Okay, maybe something like this. We'll just play with this for now. Make one more. I think that'll make it look a little more even. Yeah. All right. So we've got that, and some weird music popping up as usual. Okay, so this is kind of cool. I like these different mix here. I'd almost look at maybe replacing these ones too, but let me see if there's anything better. I want to see what some light looks up against it. So let me just place some lighting real quick. So go over here to lighting, and I'm gonna change this back to feet, and put some up lights here. Set them on the ground. 30 feet, and let's try that. Move them a little bit further away, maybe. Alright, so I think what I need to do is move these closer to the drape. Let me see where they're at. I think we would want them to be on the back here. And I might just move the drape a little bit back. All right, I think I need to move the screen back a bit. And move these lights a little bit closer. Something like that. All right. Okay, so this is kind of a basic situation we have here. And then I'm thinking, instead of doing lighting just now, let's play around a little bit with the sort of outside areas. I almost want to do something different with these, so we could maybe do like 2 screens on the outside and maybe have them come kind of outward, if you will. So let me see here. Let's go back to screens. And if I reset the size of this, so do a new one, and I'll make this well, maybe we do a 16 by 9 one. Let me see here. Maybe we can make it vertical. Let's see what this looks like. And then basically we would bring them outward. Let's say 20 degrees. I think that could be kind of cool, or work decently at least. Maybe actually delete this one. Let's see. I just don't want this to like be in. If it's like right at their head level, that's gonna look weird. So you do that, or we just make it smaller. Like that. Yeah, maybe we do that because we'd have to front project here. But all right, anyways, we're just playing around, so we'll just leave that there for now. Throw that image back on there. And let's see. I'm gonna put on there. So it might be better if I do it this way. Let's go back to screen sizes, and I'll do a 9 by 16. It just kind of stretches it though. All right, let's put this on it and rotate it. I could potentially just use this one, which will look better. And I'll rotate it. And move it over here. Okay. And then I'll put something on it like this and stretch it. Just leave that there for now. All right. So something like this. I'm just kind of playing around with the different ideas here. We could potentially do something back here behind this too, which might look cool. I don't really know. Let me see if let's see. I don't want to do the whole thing, I don't think. I mean, you could, and that would look pretty filled out, I guess, but that'd also be just a ton of stuff to hang there. Yeah, let's go without that. We'll do something else there. Okay. Could just do lighting there for now, so maybe I'll just duplicate these lights. Throw them over here. let's do that for now. And I'm just going to go ahead and copy this over. All right. So now I got this kind of interesting look. These would have to be held up by something, so maybe some truss or something. Can do that really quick here. Just drag out a truss piece. Might just use this guy here. Take off the top piece here. Just want to see what this looks like, so I'm just going to create a couple of these. You could also cover these up, obviously, too. I would need to rotate all these. You could cover these up with something. Just kind of wanted to see what it looks like. Not too bad. Just turn down the lighting here a bit. All right. So from here, thinking it'd be cool, I think, if we did something in between these. I mean, I guess what you could do is make this truss kind of go out this way. So I guess we can play around with that, see what happens. So if I were to just select this. And rotate it. So I think let's do something like that. I think before I do that, though, I'm going to add some scenery or something there, and then we can turn it. You can also do a truss piece like this and curve it. Probably something like this one. But you don't really need to do that either. You could just just curve the whole thing and then put two more lifts here. We're gonna go ahead and change the music here. Good old YouTube music. Alrighty then. Okay, so I want to throw in some more scenery over here. I'm just not sure exactly what we want to do yet. Could go over to decor and let's do all right, we'll do some more with lighting and stuff, I think, here. So let's try something here. Basically what I'm gonna do, I just want to try something. I'm just playing around, I'm just trying stuff. Okay, so give me a break. Basically what I want to do is put some light bars here so they kind of sit right above here. So it'd be like a line of light right above here. Let me just drag a light in there and see what we can do there. So I'm gonna take one of these guys here and put it right there. Focus in on it. And kind of want it to look like one. Put it right next to each other. All right. So what I'm thinking is like doing a line of light, kind of like a header above the whole thing, and then possibly something below it as well to kind of create this like above and below thing. Did that on our last Friday rendering, and it looks pretty cool. Kind of creates this like, if it's both above and below it, it kind of creates this like almost like entrance type feeling, if you will. I'll try to explain what I mean once it's reached its full potential. Just adjust the intensity here a bit. Okay, so let's do this, and just gonna drag a whole nother line over here. One more. I'm thinking what we could do too is separate the scenery a bit more. Man, I gotta change this music. This is kind of driving me mad. Growth, decay, ambient, sad. Sounds great. All right, let's go with that. Jarrett says software is looking great. Thank you. I know I don't have to type this, but I'm going to anyways. I don't know if you're still here, but yeah, I appreciate that. Lots of work gone into this, but it's definitely working well now, and yeah, making some really cool stuff with it, so that's definitely cool. Okay, So yeah, so what I was gonna do was see if we could maybe. Okay, cool. Sweet, man. Good to see. Yeah, I don't actually see you, but good to feel your presence here. Hope everything's going well with you. And your Friday isn't healthy, unlike mine. I've been sick for like 3 weeks. Hopefully it's gone soon. All right. How have your events been going, Jarrett? I don't know if you have time to talk right now or not, but just curious about how things have been going. It's been a while since we've chatted, so I imagine everything's going good and busy because you guys are usually quite busy. Thumbs up. Yeah, I feel you, man. That's awesome. Hopefully you guys get some break time for the old holidays. All right, what the heck was I doing? Yeah, I'd love to catch up. I'm sure there's been a good amount of change. I think it's been like over a year or something since we last talked. What the heck am I doing? All right. Let's see what this looks like if I... So I can use something like this, and then make spaces in between here so it's all consistent. I don't know. Again, I'm just playing around here. Let's just do this for now. You can always go back and change things. Let's see, move this. If I can select it. Just go ahead and delete this guy and then move these ones over. Oops, I did that backwards. Just go in here and replace them. Alright, this panel, I got this one. And here. I don't know, whatever, it's okay. Alright, so from here I want to do the same thing I did earlier. Alright, this ambient sad music is quite ambient and sad, so I'm going to change it to a new ambient sad one. Maybe it's a little less sad. Okay. All right. Add one more of these. Oops. All right. So now I'm going to, yeah, I need to find a way. I kind of want to like add, I wonder how we could do that. I almost want to add like, another line of light at the bottom here. Like this, basically. Hold on. This is super sad. I wish I could play like some like jazzy holiday-ish music, but I don't know if they have that on the old YouTube library. Mood, yeah, you can't even adjust it. I have to find an alternative music source for these streams that's legal. Yeah, how are we gonna do this? All right, you could like create a little thing at the bottom to hold this up somehow. I don't think it would be too hard to do that. So you kind of create like little legs for these, and then a line of truss or something. You could even, honestly, you could even do this off just a bunch of pipe. So let's say we were to like remove the bottom of this, and then these would go basically about where they are, maybe a little bit lower. Could be kind of cool, I think. Or it won't be, and then we'll just be like, that wasn't cool. And now we'll know that it wasn't cool, and we'll never do it again. Or we'll forget that we did it and try to do it again. Because that's what we do when our memory sucks. Anyways, all right, let me move this guy over here. Yeah, I think this could be somewhat sweet. All right, so from here, I'm gonna try to turn this whole thing, kind of angle it a bit. Again, from this stuff, I don't know, like there's multiple ways you could make this kind of hover like we have it here. You know, I think you could throw in like some truss legs and then put a bunch of pipe kind of connecting it all, which wouldn't be too intrusive, I think, obtrusive. Or we could just do some even skinnier pipe uprights, but they'd have to be really small. I didn't realize all of our bases are kind of floating here. Okay. Super small adjustment here. Not a huge deal. No one's going to even see these, but we'll move them up anyways. Okay. I guess they're really bright now because this light's shining on them, huh? All right, so let's go ahead and play around with this. I'm going to select all of this. And if I go and select like this truss here, I should be able to rotate it all. Rotate it 20 degrees. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. I think we would just want another light to be right here. And then I think the scenery too kind of ends a little too early. So, although we don't really have space for it, do we? Maybe just move this in. Or you could add just another light to the end here. See what that looks like. Because there's not really enough space for more scenery. That's not too bad. Move this. I don't know, we could play around with different things there. I think these lights would need to be, or we just move the screens back a bit. Or just take these guys and move them forward a little bit. Another thing you could do too, now that I'm seeing this, is that you could like connect some pipe onto these truss legs. I think that would be kind of easier maybe. Anyways, just kind of playing with that, so that's kind of cool. Let me go ahead and do the same thing on the other side, and then we can kind of adjust stuff a little bit more. Or do I want to turn the camera back on? Actually, I'm going to just group a couple things real quick. Group those guys. So, this music's killing me again. Dramatic, cinematic, dramatic. Let's see what happens here. All right. I feel like it ends too abruptly right here. I mean, what I could do is remove these two guys. That ends even more abruptly, or I could just move these guys in. What would be the best is if this was like right in front of this one, or that actually might work. Let's do this. So it's kind of just in front of that guy. And then let me group these guys. this over a little bit, maybe. Maybe there for now. We'll call it okay. All right. Okay, so basically I want to do that same thing over here. Might just be easiest to do like a copy paste sort of thing. Let's see. Or I could remove these guys. So it almost sounds like something from James Bond, but it's not quite. It's like very close. Okay, we'll just do that. I think it might be a little bit easier to do it that way. I'll just remove those guys. And if I go ahead and rotate this back, degrees. And I'll have to move this just a little bit here. See, our scenery might not line up yet. It doesn't. Let's see here. Yeah, it's kind of messed up because of, let's go back and we'll try to do it just copying a couple things over. So I'm going to just copy these lights up here. And rotate. Put them about there. And then I think we just want to rotate these guys. Deselect some of this stuff. And line that up decently. That's about evenish between there. Cool, and so from there I'm just going to select these lights up here. And move them a bit. I don't know why they don't quite line up there. think it's because these ones aren't quite lined up at the top. If I go to the middle here, probably needs to be more like that. But anyways, we don't need to perfect it yet. We'll just move it around a little bit. So originally I was going to do something that was just a super basic, but you know, why do that? Why would I do that? Okay. All right, looks fairly even. We'll add one more light over here to this kind of end area over here. Something like that. And now we got a bunch of lighting going on. You could also downlight this whole thing, but I don't necessarily think it needs it. So what you might do, or what I might do from here, is throw in or add some groups to these, and then just kind of make it really easy to change the lighting. What you could do too is you just go up to select all uplights, and that basically selects all of the sort of lights that would typically be designated as an uplight, and now you can adjust all their colors. So this would basically change the color of all these different lights, I think. You can see here. So it's just a quick, easy way to change the lighting. But what I would definitely want to do is separate a couple of these into different groups so that we can kind of adjust between the two. So I think what I would do is select like these lights, right here, and get all of their brothers or sisters as if they were in the when you kind of think about it as if you're a lighting person, is putting them all on the same sort of channel or universe. Oops. All right, now I'm just gonna group that, and so now I can select these guys and just change the color of these. And do like an amber or something real quick. I feel like I always tend to do that color when I'm doing this sort of thing. It just tends to look good, I guess. All right, I'm gonna group these top ones and kind of do the same thing. And do these other ones over here. Group. All right, now we can select both of them. And have a ball. I don't know, we don't need to get too exact with it yet. Let's leave it like a blinding white, maybe. Really blinding white is always nice. All right, cool. We'll just leave that there for now and kind of pay attention to some other stuff for the moment. Move this in a little bit. I think I could probably move all these guys up just a tad. And maybe even move these down. Honestly, the screen in the middle is like a little weird to me. I feel like it should be bigger, but it's also always a weird scenario if you're trying to, like, let's say, project onto that. And there's people on stage and stuff, so you'd have to get really high, project down, which isn't a huge deal, but let's see what we can do here. So I'm going to remove this guy and do this one. Yeah, I guess what you could do is just make the stage higher too. So if I were to make it like 3 feet, I'm just gonna stretch it a bit. And then this guy won't be kind of cut off there. Move this down a bit, move these down a tiny bit. Undo that. You know, something more like that. That way the image isn't cutting off right at his head. And then let's go ahead. Now I like that screen's bigger, and we're going to go ahead and just add a quick stage wash here. So I thought I did this earlier, but I guess I didn't. I'm gonna add another truss in the front here, and we'll do like our downstage. And we could do, I don't think we need that much. Or actually, I think we were gonna look at doing ground supported lighting, I guess, right? So let's do that. So if I go into lighting here, I'm just gonna drag out a simple lighting tree here, put it in the back of the room. And this I think is like 15 feet high here. She's probably gonna wash some stuff out over there, but let's just see what happens. So if I go ahead and click on this guy and aim it over here, actually it's kind of helpful if I turn the brightness up quite a bit. Do that with both of these. And I'll aim it right at this dude. Or I could do right next to him. Something like this for now, and then I'll aim the next one over here. And now we got a nice washed out stage. Bring this down a little bit, looks better, okay. All right, so not too bad. Go ahead and duplicate this guy. Kind of even him out over here. And then I can just do the same thing real quick. All right, and notice that the drape is showing through a tiny bit over here, so I'm just going to move it back like a little bit. Okay. All right, where did our sad jams go? There they are. Audio track is on. Cool Revenge. All right. All right, so we've been going for a while now, so we're gonna have to be stopping soon. So let's finish this up here. Yeah, so this is kind of the first version, I guess, that we came up with. If we were to want to make like other versions of this, I was thinking like, I was thinking originally of starting with like a basic thing and then doing more options and stuff. So I guess ways of doing that would, you do some fairly simple stuff like you could save this as and create a more basic version of it. One thing that's kind of cool that you can do, which I definitely do in my own projects sometimes, is create like a big kind of maybe over budget design, maybe like this or something, and then you show that to your kind of client and say, this is obviously going to be over your budget, but this is pretty cool. And then you could show them potentially like some scaled down versions of it, right? So you could save this as and make a new one where you remove some stuff. Another thing you could do is just kind of select it all, copy it, kind of just put it back here, and then just sort of adjust things. Sometimes when there's a ton of lights in the scene like this, it might slow some things down. So you might not want to do it that way and just save a new project. But anyways, so that's kind of an idea. I would like probably go in here and maybe take some of the scenery out, and maybe instead of all of these lights, maybe you remove like half of them, so there's kind of that kind of spread out, but you still get a similar look, just with without having to spend so much money on all the scenery and lighting. So it's definitely like a possibility to do something like that. See if I can change the stage here. You can even change the color to like a blue. Definitely get a lot more creative with the stage as well if you wanted to. Usually kind of a black semi-gloss looks pretty good because it kind of reflects what you got going on up here. And it can be pretty cool too to, let's say you took one of these staircases and you could kind of get creative with adding a staircase, a special staircase of some kind, where you maybe add some glowing steps of some sort or some color to it. I think I did that in our last design. And basically you could just take some basic shapes or something like this, and let's say we made it like 8 feet or 9 feet, and then And then and then I usually just kind of go in here and play with this to make it whatever size you need it to be. So maybe something like this, or maybe these are just kind of edges that you know, like edge lights or strip lights that that you could make even smaller and kind of accentuate the steps. So this adds a little more to the stage rather than just leaving it blank. So from here I would just go in and maybe change the color of it. Maybe it's like a gloss. Maybe it's just white, I don't know. And then you could just copy paste them. Or you could do something again, maybe smaller, where hold on a sec. I need to move this because the let me do this real quick. The sort of hitbox of this is too large. But I might make this smaller, as if it's like a strip light. Or maybe put it right here. I don't know. Just add something here. Yeah. Anyways, so just playing around with some ideas there. And maybe you made it, I would make it even wider probably. Why can't I select you? Something like that. Anyways, just an idea there. Almost make the can't decide if I like the gloss or not. Maybe slight gloss. Anyways, so that's that. What else? Let's add some really quick seating and maybe some audio, and then maybe play around with the lights a little bit more here. Darken the room a bit more. And we'll say that we've got some speakers kind of on the outsides here. And again, I didn't really do it, but there's numerous ways that you could just kind of add some rigging, something to hold these lights up. You know, whether it's the same sort of truss uprights that are holding these, or you could do some pipe and stuff. So I created these, but I did not move them over here. So let me do that real quick. Something like that, and then copy this one over, rotate. Okay, and then for the speaker, I'll move it over here. Probably need some more speakers in here, but that's always a fun battle to figure out where you're gonna put them. Without obstructing everything in the middle. You know what? Where did our... Oh, it's because we raised our stage and now this is too low. And that kind of... It's the only thing with these glossy stages too. It's like now the stage is blinding because the light's hitting it. So maybe I just tone that down a bit. Maybe we just make the stage like a lighter. Yeah, that's better. Okay. And then since we had to move those up, I would move these screens up a bit like that. And just need to move back just a touch. And yeah, so what we're gonna do, add audio. We have that a little bit in there. And then we'll add some, you can even throw some instruments in here. You know, maybe we have a microphone. And, you know, you could change between, I don't know whether to do instruments or you could do, you know, something like, what am I thinking? More decor, like, you know, plants and things like that. So let's take a quick look. Turn my camera back on. So let's see. If I were to add instruments, it kind of just all of a sudden looks like a party. So let's add something else. Like we have some table plants here. You know, maybe there's an awards or something, so you could throw on like table and maybe we make it or maybe you want to highlight it so you leave it white, I don't know. And we throw on plant, and maybe there's some awards on there. I think we have any awards objects, but you could always kind of add a couple PNG images of some awards or something like that. Although this really intrudes with our look that we had going here. So I don't know if I want to keep our plants. And the other side, so it's even. Just realized I think our plant might be missing a might be not selectable, so that's an issue we're gonna have to fix. Anyways, so there's that. Let me change the color of this. Alrighty then, let me throw in some seating. So we do some quick theater seating. Let me see what some classroom seating looks like real quick. Or actually, let's start with some rounds. So let's do 100 wide, maybe, yeah. 60. And go in and see. Yeah, that's the only second thing about these trees hitting this is that we hit the front row here. You know, if you want to see that in a render, then you definitely show that. Otherwise, if you don't want it to show up, sometimes what I do is I actually will like delete that front row. And I know that's, you know, it's not what it's going to look like in the actual event, but you can see it ends up looking a lot nicer coming from these side views, because then you can actually see the front of the stage. Whereas if you push tables all the way up to the front here, they almost always block whatever's going on here. So when you're creating your final rendering views, you can't really see that. So it's kind of not as nice. But anyways, so we'll just do this for now. And could leave those black, or we could change them to kind of highlight them. Could add some more chairs, maybe make it look more occupied. Add a vase to them. All right, I feel like this is epic enough, you know. I think we're always going for epic, and we've achieved mostly epic. Could always be more epic, right? But sometimes you have to settle on how epic. So lower the lighting a bit, make sure that we're at premium color levels. From here I'm going to save a camera view. Make sure we are focused. Save that camera view. I'm going to go to the middle here and just back up. I have a lot of like kind of lighting and stuff going on in here because of all these lights. So things are going to run a tad bit slower because of that. So I'm going to try to help that by turning off some things. So if I turn off the table decor, it helps things a little bit there. So I'm just going to go here and maybe zoom out to do like a wide angle view here. And we'll do something like this. wonder if we could go even further in and then get like a, let's see. I think that's pretty good. All right, we'll add a camera view there. I could also turn on the focus. Oh, they're already on. Okay. So if I have that focus setting on, what I can do is kind of get close up to one of these tables and make sure that you can either focus, in on your table or in on your set, and that kind of creates that depth of field, a little more cinematic looking, and kind of helps out with the overall realism of it. But first we should make sure that we have the proper music to go along with the cinematic situation we're dealing with here. So we're gonna select Puppy Love with the genre hip hop and rap. See what that gives us. Okay, so from here, actually I want to create a camera view of that because I think this view is pretty good. I always like to get pretty close up on like a table like this. It kind of makes it feel like you're sitting at the table and whatnot. And from here I might go ahead and play with the lighting a little bit. I think that the uplights could be adjusted a tad. So I have these grouped into 3 sections here. So let me go back to our camera view we had there. Which one was that? This one. And I'm just going to go ahead and play with the lighting a bit. What you could do too is adjust the color of the drape. So I think the drape right now is like a grayish, and I think it could look better possibly if it was darker because you'd have a little more contrast. So this isn't bad, but I kind of want to play to see if we can get it to really highlight the scenery and see what that looks like. So let's go ahead and save that. And I'm just going to select all of our drapery here. I'm gonna go, so that's white. I'm just going to turn it darker. And so it's kind of cool, but honestly, I think I liked it better when it was like gray. Well, before we make any rash decisions, let's go ahead and play with the lighting a little more. Because maybe we do like it after all. So I'm going to play with these lights on top and bottom here. I feel like in all my examples, I always tend to go to like this purple pink look, which is kind of funky. I know like a lot of corporate events probably don't have this type of color scheme. But I just always like that blue purplish color combo. It has a very good, nice feeling to it. It's kind of more techy, but anyways, that's kind of the color of our content anyways right now. Let me look at the colors of our last renderings so we don't make the same exact look as we did last time. Where are we at here? All right. Let's see. Okay, that was. Okay, we haven't done this color scheme in a while, so I guess we're safe. All right, let's stick with that for the moment. A real bright pink. Go real bright. All right, we'll bring that down a touch so we're not blinding anyone, but still nice and vibrant. That's probably too vibrant. Let me see here. Let's bring that down just a touch. And then I kind of want to go back to these guys. And either I'm going to brighten these guys up, or we're just going to make the drape brighter again. So, all right, so the difference here is we keep the drape black and we just light up the scenery like this. You know, I think this is a good look too. But the alternative is to make the drapery a little bit brighter, so like a gray. So either this or more like a gray like that. I'm kind of leaning towards the darker, but let's do something like that. All right, pretty cool, cool enough, I think. Again, I think we've reached like a fairly epic look. And so sometimes you have to settle with fairly epic. Okay, cool. All right, we'll stick with that. I guess one thing too you could do, because the room is pretty dark and not very exciting, is just add some gobo or some moving lights. Let me do that real quick, because I feel like I'm not satisfied until, you know, until we achieve it all. Let me just add some up here, just to be real quick about it. I'm going to turn these guys around. Let's just say they're on the floor here. And I probably want to do like 4 actually, so I'll do one over here, and then one faces forward-ish. Something like that. Let me see where these are actually sitting. All right, so something like this. I'm just gonna go ahead and group these guys. Group. And now we go back to our camera view. And select these guys. Now I can look, and we got some nice lighting on the ceiling now. And I can go in and do some different gobos here. Change the color a bit. Now I feel a little better about the look of it all. Just kind of lights it up a bit more. I think I just want the plain old open light there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and save that, and I'm going to see what it looks like real quick with a little haze action. And we're not getting too much of a beam or anything with these guys because they're just kind of wide open. You don't want to blast them too bright. Let me do one thing. I'm just gonna rotate these guys a little bit further outward. And we'll see what that looks like. All right, cool. So I think that's pretty good. Might take the haze down a little bit. Something like that. And go ahead and save, and we'll go ahead and print. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and print. All right, that's it for the day. You know, I think we've done what we came to do, and it's time to move on. So hopefully you had a good time, and I hope to see you here again next Friday. And I'll post this probably on LinkedIn with the image, and you can always go to this same link to get back to this video. So the link that you got here, that you took to get here, will take you back to the recording of it later on if you ever want to watch it again and like see earlier if you missed before. Anyways, if you haven't used the program yet, I'm happy to give you a demo if you want, and we can go through everything, talk about what sort of things it can do and accomplish. This is definitely more of a sort of custom setup, but the basic idea of everything is that you're able to set up basic scenes really, really quickly and easily, and then to kind of add more elaborate stuff like this, you can kind of go through all the scenery and adjust and do everything as you need to. But ultimately, everything is pretty quick and easy. It's all rendered in real time, so what you see is what you get. You don't have to wait for any rendering. Anyways, all that to say, yeah, let me know if you are interested in hearing more about it. All right. Thanks, and see you next time.